My name is Sarah Cannell. I am a best-selling author and the founder of Thought Leader Academy, where I have the incredible gift of getting to help amazing coaches and experts and entrepreneurs, many of who are here on this workshop today. We help them write best-selling books. We help you get on stages and speak, do TEDx talks, change lives, and monetize your mission through thought leadership. And I'm so, so grateful that we get to have this really special workshop. I look forward to this all year because what I'm going to guide us through today is a process that I have used for the last over a decade, at least 10 years. And the reason that I developed this particular process, some of you have done this with me before, done versions of it. I always mix it up with some new things as different ideas come through. But the reason I do a version of this process every year for this many years is that what I used to do is in January, I would get very excited, wildly excited. I would make vision boards and I would set the goals and I would be off to the year and I would do some of those things and some of those things I wouldn't do. And all that stuff is great. And I lived my life. And then the holidays would come and I'd get very immersed in that whole energy and the swirl and all that stuff. And then I would hit the January vibe again and I would start making the vision board and the goals and everything. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like if that's how you've been rolling and doing your that's wonderful. Because people that set goals, like we're going to do on January 3rd in the part 2 of this, people that set goals and write them down and do some kind of work that we're going to do in January in that part of the masterclass have an 80% more likelihood of achieving them. So it's freaking phenomenal if you were like me and did a lot of that type of work. The downside is that I didn't have a space and a process to actually integrate the year that was coming to a close. I didn't have a process where I would really mine the year for all of its gifts, release its pain and challenges. I didn't have a process in place to actually prepare myself to download a bigger vision. I just barreled into the new year and was like, let's go. All right, great, which is wonderful. But it did not set me up for a couple things. It didn't set me up for as much growth and success because I was still hauling a bunch of junk from I would like burn stuff on New Year's Eve. That was the extent of it. It was like, what am I not bringing in, and throw it in the fire, which is, again, wonderful. It's a wonderful ritual. But there were other things that started to really come through to me that would be useful to do in reviewing and assimilating and releasing and integrating the current year so that I was more of an open vessel for what wanted to come through me in the following. So that's why we're doing this in 2 parts. And that's why we're doing this part, because I'm going to give everybody who's open to it some homework. It's going to be to do between now and January 3rd when we do the second part of this masterclass. Okay. It will not take away from your holidays. You'll still have plenty of time. There's all that good stuff. All right. Definitely want something to write on, something to write with today. You can type this stuff. You can write this stuff, like whatever works for you. If you have a journal, we also have a workbook that we're going to use today to go through this process. So you can use it during the experience. I'm going to pull it up on the screen and take us through it. And you can also wait and journal and then transfer your ideas for later if you would like to do that. Okay. Instead of getting into a holiday fugue and then barreling into a new year and just sort of asking ourselves to, create a bunch of new goals, we're going to actually go through an experience together to see what this year has been like and to actually tap in to the gifts, learnings, and the challenges. We're going to prepare ourselves to receive in a really big way and to lead in a really big way. Okay, so that's what we're up to. We have some other treats and surprises that we'll be sharing along the way. All right, so like I said, if you've just jumped on, we're going to do the experience today. I'm going to give you some action steps / homework for those that want to in between. If you're not coaching with us already in Thought Leader Academy or one of our programs, and you want some support between now and the January 3rd workshop to get your 2025 vision clarified and solidified, we are going to make those available to you. That's a gift that we have for you. Okay. So as a gift, there's no charge for those if you want to have some extra support, because it's a lot. It's a lot to not let our gremlins get in there and start talking ourselves back out of a vision. Anyone else had that experience ever? You're like, I'm feeling it. And then your mind is like, you can't do that. You're not going to do that. This, that. Okay. So we are going to open ourselves up, open our hearts and our minds up. All right. Put yourself in a posture of receptivity. That might be like open palms, face up on your desk if you're sitting, in your lap. If you're standing, you can just sort of open yourself up. You can even do this sort of motion if you want to. We're just going to breathe and let go of everything happening outside this moment. You called this experience forth to serve you, and the universe has called you here today to open and integrate and expand you into even more of the amazing leader that you came here to be. And with all the awesomeness that you've already created, you know you would not be here if you didn't know there was more. There was more of your gifts that you're being called to use. There's more of your joy that you're being called to experience, more abundance you're being called to receive. So breathing in, breathing out. And I just affirm that all of you receive something extraordinary from being here today, that powerful light of your destiny, your purpose, your contribution, your abundance, your success is here and is raining down on you, and that there are synchronicities and magic and miracles and so much manifestation of your heart's desires, that it's going to happen even before the end of the year because you showed up here today. So I just affirm something extraordinary happens for you during this time, or as a result of being here. It's done, it's done, it's done. And that you do integrate this year, and anything that doesn't serve you is released now. And that you do have the most extraordinary, epic, joyful, healthy, happy, prosperous, best year of your life so far in 2025. So just giving that a yes and amen. And so it is, whatever sounds good, whatever you like to put on that. Yes. Awesome. Isn't this cool that we're together doing this when it's like such a distracting time in the world, and you're all, I feel so moved. This is part 1. It's like Wicked. Did anyone see Wicked? I loved it so freaking much. Oh my gosh. I wasn't even thinking I was going to go, or I wasn't that excited to go see it, but I did love it. And, part 1, it's 2 hours and 40-minute movie. That's just a part 1. So this is a 2-hour masterclass. That's a part 1, but you don't have to wait till next November for part 2, like we do with the movie. All right. I'm going to start with a quote by Carl Jung, who I love. She who sleeps dreams. She who goes within awakens. We're going within. This is an inner journey that's going to help us open up to the epic vision and abundance the universe has for us in the coming year. Okay, so we're going to start with this prompt. I'm just taking you through literally what I do every year in December. I'm going to show you what I do at the beginning, what I do in between, and I'm going to take you through the rest in January. So I want you to think about the 3 biggest, what we'll call wins. That's what we call here in Thought Leader Academy, your wins of the year. This does not have to be what anyone else considers a win. If you feel like you were just more chill, you just chilled out more and you didn't freak out about stuff, that's a huge win. You might want to put that on your list. Or maybe you finished, many of you wrote best-selling books and you spoke on stages, or you manifested a particular revenue goal, right? So this is what's a win for you. You do not have to stop at 3, but let's just give ourselves a minute here to acknowledge what you'd consider the 3 big wins of your year. Okay, and if you have a favorite one, put it in the chat. If you want to be witnessed and celebrated, if it's private, that's great. But it can be super powerful to acknowledge, we don't always have people in our life that are like just be cheering us on for the stuff that we've done that took a lot. Yes, Sophia married the love of your life. Tanya, you're launching your book tomorrow, December 3rd. I know, it's so exciting. Oh my God. Yes, Chris, your book up in the Times Square billboards. Yes. Deb Keesman, surviving retail, joining TLA, and believing in yourself. Yes. 2025 is the year of betting on ourselves. I've said that before. I'm going to keep saying it. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love that. Love that. Diane, 2 presentations that went really well. That's amazing. Yes. Oh, I love that, Susan. Made a move from Asana to Notion. Oh, tech, systems, gorgeous. Oh my gosh, these are coming in fast and furious. Yeah, joining TLA, Margaret, and speaking on your book topic, writing your first draft, 6 masterclasses, and a #1 best-selling book, Jackie. Yes, Jen, saying yes to TLA and yourself and committing to your book. Love it. Yes, I love, oh, renewed life without the weight of your biological family, Gina. Christina broke 6 figures. Charla leading somatic workshops in the Chicago stage. Yes, and San Diego getting positive feedback. Look at you, Jade. Your book name is chosen, rebranded your business. Jen, Carissa launched your new business, channeling Akashic Records. I can't even keep up. This is so good. Letty, you had a healing finally of an ongoing health issue. Look, these are miracles. These are miracles. Yes, best income year yet, Melinda. Oh my gosh, look at these. Just awesome, 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 awesome. I know there's more that I didn't get to read out because it's just so, yes, Karen launched her new book. Amazing. Let's take a breath. Let's take a breath of gratitude. A breath that you're here, a breath that we're alive, a breath, I always think of Hamilton, how lucky we are to be alive right now. Yes, so huge. So huge. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Congratulations. So we're going to go to the second prompt, which is a cousin of the first one, right? Your 3 top accomplishments. Now, the reason I parsed these out, you'll see a bunch of these prompts come at things that are similar. Why? Because we tend to very quickly accomplish something huge and go, yeah, anyway, what's next? Yeah, but what I haven't done, right? So we want to really breathe in, and you're now going to think your top accomplishments. They might be the same as your wins, might be the exact same. Write them down again. Or you might think of, well, I really thought of my wins as the way I like healed my body or did this, but my accomplishments I think of too as like this, and this. All right. Again, not comparing to what someone else thinks is an accomplishment, what you think is an accomplishment. All right. So top accomplishments of the year. They could be the same things you just wrote as your wins. They could be different. Let's take a minute and do that. And as you write these, whether you're writing the same thing or new things, really feel really feel gratitude for yourself, for being courageous. Okay. And if you want to put something else in the chat, just to continue, we won't read them all out necessarily, but just you could put them in and just be acknowledged. Acknowledge yourself and breathe deeply. Yes, birthing your daughter, visibility, paying off debt, taking care of yourself, weekly posts on Substack. Amazing. These awesome. Trisha, focusing on your health. Yes. Yes, paying clients, renovating your bathroom. Isn't it great? So good. So good. Congratulations. Yeah, Chris, you crossed the 2 million mark in your business. Oh my gosh, just absolutely awesome. So cool. Up-leveling your identity. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, celebrating your mom, Jen. Beautiful. Getting and receiving, asking for and receiving support. Amazing. Your website, Tanya. Awesome. These are so good. So take a deep breath. Oh, yes, 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 yes. So now we're going to do the next prompt is the 5 things you are most grateful for from this year so far. Okay. Again, they could be the things you've already written, or they might be other things. And see if you can really feel the gratitude in your body. See if you can dial it up. Gratitude is a causative energy. It opens the heart brain. It brings more good to us. So really see if you can look at what you're writing and feel the emotion. So now we're going to do something I haven't taught as part of this type of masterclass. And you're going to think of, for a moment, for me, I have to kind of take a minute to meditate on this or free write. Think of a person or organization that's had a huge impact on you this year. So first, we're just going to think of the person or organization that has had a really amazing positive impact on you. Let's do that together now. Let's tune into that. Oh, Carissa, make me cry. And keep journaling or breathing into it. Those of you that know your person or organization, there's 2 options. You can either in your workbook or in your journal, write a gratitude message. I'm just going to take a few minutes and write. Now, if you want the supersized version, you're actually going to open an email, or text and send that gratitude out to this person or organization that has had a positive impact on you. So mine is one of my mentors. And so if you want to send that as a voice text, if you want to send it as a DM, you want to text someone, maybe you'd want to just make some notes and send it later in a handwritten card, right? But we're going to actually write a short gratitude message to this person or organization that's made an impact on you this year. We're going to circulate that gratitude. And that person, organization is going to actually feel the ripple effects doing that. See if you can include one specific thing they did or said made a difference. So let's take a big deep breath. If you want to write a longer one, or I'm probably going to send some handwritten ones as well this month, gratitudes. So just know that that's why you have the workbook, you'll have the recording, and you can spend some more time on those things. Okay. And we're going to continue, and we're going to circulate the gratitude. You shared it out, and you're going to pour some more into yourself, and you're going to write the 3 things you are most proud of yourself for this year. Okay. Now, these could be your accomplishments, could be your wins, could be stuff you've already written down today, could be some other things. We are doing this intentionally, slowly, because so often we do not give ourselves credit. I want to hear me in the chat before we write your things you're most grateful. If you think you have not often or always given yourself like really acknowledgement and honoring of your courage, of your actions, of your dedication, of your accomplishments, of your inner growth, your outer growth. Yeah, we don't do that very well. And we get to change that, because that is a causative energy. When you say, I'm proud of myself, good job, little pats on the back, little hugs. It seems goofy, it seems weird. It's important. So we want to have a neural pathway of self-appreciation so we can build on it. All right. So let's take a couple minutes and do the 3 things you're most proud of yourself so far this year. Okay, let's take a deep breath. And how did that feel to be proud of yourself? To actually acknowledge that. Just tune in. Put a P if you do feel proud of yourself. If you were able to actually connect to the fact that you've done some good, this year, and you get to be proud of yourself for that. Yeah. Awesome. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yay. I love it. I love it. Okay. We ready to keep going? All right. So now your 5 best moments and peak experiences of the year. What have just been the best times you've had? It could be you just had an amazing bite of food that you remember months later, or a trip you took, a milestone you crossed. Best moments, peak experiences of the year so far. So just notice if there's anything surprising or affirming in terms of a theme. So Karen said, interesting, all my peak moments have been while traveling. Not surprising, but it is interesting. And when I did this a few years ago, I saw that aside from some family time with my husband and son, my absolute favorite for 2 years running was when I would go to conferences or retreats with other entrepreneurs and coaches or writers. Like, those were my highlight experiences. So that informed my choices for the following year, because I'm going to prioritize going to conferences and retreats and events with other amazing people, because those really give me so much. And I saw how I got filled and made those relationships and made friends, and it was really inspiring. So if it's travel, if it's other types of gatherings, if it's having quiet time and doing less, and it made your year better. So I want you just to take a minute and journal any insights you have about what were your peak experiences, and does that inform anything about what you're going to choose in 2020. Now, we're going to switch over to what your 3 biggest challenges were this year. Okay. Now, challenges don't have to be bad. It could just be figuring out, getting my book done or finding time to write. It doesn't have to be like a like an unwanted challenge. It could have been like Monica, you talked about strength training. That might have been the most challenging thing you did. And it was also, it was also really, one of your peak experiences. So challenges can also be things that kick our whats and bring us to our knees. Okay, so let's just journal now on your biggest challenges of the year without any projection on what that word means. And Jill, let's do native flutes for this one. Some of these challenges might be resolved, some might be ongoing. So we're just acknowledging right now. Acknowledging, offering them up. 3 biggest challenges you've experienced this year. If you've identified your 3, just open your heart. And again, just acknowledge that you're growing, you're learning, more is being revealed. Your courage to take on a challenge, whether you consciously chose it or showed up. And now we're going to transition into the next prompt in your workbook, your 3 biggest learnings and growth of the year. What have you learned this year internally about yourself, about the world? This could be really practically like a skill, something you engaged in, like a skill that you've had learnings and growth. It could be self-awareness. It could be relational. No limits on where you take this. The 3, what you consider, you can ask your deepest wisdom, your higher self, 3 biggest learnings and areas of growth for you this year. Some of you, it's going to, like Jen's saying, it might take a little poking and probing and meditating on. If you know yours, see if you can conjure gratitude for these learnings, however they came, whatever package they came in. You now know this, you've learned this, you've expanded in this way. Such a big deal. Okay, and now we're going to go to the next prompt in your workbook, which is your biggest insights from this year so far. Biggest insights from the year so far. So as you think to all the things we've explored, gratitude and peak experiences, learnings, growth, overcoming challenges, biggest wins, what insights, any additional insights that you're having about yourself and your year? So taking a deep breath, reaching up, stretching, gratitude for all the insights. So we're going to go into a breakout room. Jill, if you could put people in groups of around 3. And if you're not able to be on camera, that's okay. If you can, just for the breakout room, that's always really kind to your friends. And all we're going to do is just take 2 minutes each, invite someone to be the timer, and just share whatever you want to from what we've done so far. Okay, whatever feels good to you about, like, you can share an insight you had, you can share a peak moment, you can share what you're grateful for. We just want to be seen and heard and witnessed and keep integrating this even more deeply before we just go, yeah, what's next, right? Maybe we want to share what you're proud of yourself for. Okay, so just be great group members with each other, pick a timekeeper, and when you go into your room, you should have around 3 people. If it's 2, share with 2. If it's extra, make it work. And then we'll come on back to the big group. Okay, enjoy. Okay, so think of it, offer it up, offer it up, offer it up. This is stuff you're not bringing. You're not even taking it into the rest of December. Okay, it's gone. Bye-bye. Thanks for playing, not coming with me. Yeah, just to do a physical motion that for you represents maybe shaking it out, shaking it out. Yeah, nice. Good stuff. Woo, doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good to set a boundary with all that crap? Yes, good riddance. Yeah, absolutely. You guys are amazing. Okay, good. How do you feel? Just letting that go. It's not even, let alone 2025, it's not coming in. Are you willing to abstain from those things, the ones that were mental patterns, worry, lack, scarcity? Are you willing to start today? What I like to use December as my month of practice. I get to practice. If I said I'm not bringing unworthiness into next year, how can I practice this month not engaging in unworthiness or lack or fear about money or whatever it is, these great ones that you all shared, right? Body shaming. So I want everyone to just see, and you can answer yes or no. This isn't school, it's your choice. Are you willing to start today, not on New Year's Day? Are you willing to start now? Because life happens now. Yes, let's do it. Because then you go into the new year. First of all, miracles can happen. When we let go of this kind of toxic stuff, right, that we engage in, you're at a whole new vibration. You will have new synchronicities and things will come for you just by changing this up. I'm getting like tingles in my body right now, just feeling this stuff go. I'm feeling it in my hands. I'm feeling it in my chest, my core. Ooh, there's big energy moving. Wow. That was awesome, you guys. Great, great, great job. All right. So now that we've integrated, we've been grateful for the year, we've looked at the year, we've celebrated the wins, we've been witnessed, and we've witnessed others a little bit. Now on the next page of your workbook, page 6, I believe it is, you can do a stop, start, continue. You might have done this before. We have it in your workbook, or you can do it in a journal. Okay. And you might just think of some things you're already going to stop. You wrote in the chat, I'm going to stop worrying. You might say, I'm going to continue believing in myself. And I'm going to start taking a quiet time before I eat dinner every night, just to reset from like work to evening time. So I put a whole bunch of boxes here in your workbook. You could just do one stop, start, continue list. Think of one thing you're going to stop, one thing you're going to continue, and one thing you're going to start. Now we're saying for the new year, but of course I'm being a little mean of a coach and saying we're going to actually start today because life happens now, right? But sometimes we get to prepare to stop, start, or continue something. And that's cool too. So that's why we're doing this at the beginning of December. We are going to shift in. You can spend more time, and we're going to shift in to the final part of our masterclass together today. So what we're going to do is we're going to know that whatever you need to know about your year, whatever you need to integrate, celebrate, release, anything that you've explored here today and anything else that's important is going to happen because you showed up for this. It's going to happen. You've done it. You can spend more time with the recording and the workbook afterwards, of course, if you feel like you want to go real deep into this. And what we're going to do is we are going to do a 10-minute completely silent experience. Okay. So we're going to have music on, but we're not going to have any talking, and there's no prompt. We're not writing. So you can call this meditation if that's not a word that resonates with you. You can call it quiet time, stillness. So Eckhart Tolle said that in the silence is where all the answers and creativity are found. All the answers and creativity are found in the silence. And yet, because of these being strapped like appendages to our body, we very rarely, unless those of you that, are meditators, right? Not a lot of us are making space for silence. If you're a person like me who's meditated for a really long time, this is not new to you. It's still really valuable to do after we've done these prompts in this order, because it's your brain is primed now to open up. What is the point of this quiet time that we're going to do for 10 minutes? It's just to listen and breathe. You might not hear anything. Your thoughts might be going like completely crazy. That's okay. There's no way to do this wrong. The only thing I would ask you not to do is check your email, get on text, say, I don't like this. If you're someone that doesn't find sitting and being quiet easy, you can walk. Pretend you're in a labyrinth and just walk slowly around your space. Okay? If you want to lay down and be flat on the ground and do this, that's cool. If you want to sit in your chair, what I do ask is not crossing anything. This is just for the brain science piece. So we don't want to have like arms or legs crossed. We want to have our spine straight so that we can open up a channel. All we're doing is starting to open up. We're not doing an official visioning. We're not doing any vision casting or vision boarding. All that's going to come, right? I'm going to give you some homework, and we're going to do that together on January 3rd. Today, what we're doing is opening the channel. there might be something else that drops in that you get to release that's going to be in the way of you manifesting your most awesome year so far. And you want to be able to hear that. You might start getting visionings. We welcome opening up to what is the highest vision for my coming year. That's awesome. And you can ask that in this quiet time. But we're going to take 10 minutes. Again, if you're not someone who wants to stay still, you can move. But I just ask you, don't look at a phone or another device. Just do your best to just bring your attention back to your breath. If you're moving or seated or lying down. And Jill, let's play the really, really slow native flutes. If you don't like any music at all and you want silence, just mute, turn the volume down. And we're going to go for 10 minutes, which I will time for us. Okay. I'll give you a 1-minute warning when we're coming back. And the prompt here is simply universe, life. What do I need to know? Ready, set, go. One minute, keep going, go deep. What do I need to know, universe, that will help me have the most epic year of my life so far? Take a deep breath, start to bring yourself back into full consciousness of your body. If you want to give yourself a stretch or a spinal twist, we'll start to bring the music down. Deep breaths into the belly. And just take a minute or two and just journal to yourself anything that came through to you during that time. It's fine if nothing did. If you just feel one slightly more micro amount more present, that was a worthwhile 10 minutes. Okay, just notice anything that's coming through now or that came through you during that. I don't always hear anything, get something downloaded, but by consistently showing up for that space, then the nudges come, the intuitive prompts come, the downloads come. Sometimes they come in the shower later. Sometimes they come through a song. Sometimes they come through a conversation. Sometimes they come just as a stroke of walking through, my laundry, putting my laundry away. And suddenly it's like, oh, I know what to do here, or call this person. A lot of times we put things so through our filter of what's realistic and possible that we might miss a bigger idea. That's the message I got over the weekend, that it was like, actually, I need to let go of even what I think next year is going to look like and open up to really taking this month, which is what I'm going to share with you, the homework I'm going to offer to you, or the action steps I'm going to offer to you between now and when we meet for part 2 on January 3rd. So what that looks like for me is that I do a practice called vision questing. Those of you that have come to our retreat, we've done this together. I trained with a number of different shamanic teachers in the United Kingdom that had trained in Africa and Ireland and different parts of Europe. And so just a really wonderful experience of getting to blend traditions. And so what I do in December, at least once, ideally I do it several times between now and the new year, is I find a time to go when I can be quiet for the very shortest vision quest I ever would probably do is about 30 minutes, and the longest would be like several hours. And so whatever, if this resonates, obviously this is optional, everything is, but I try to be outside physically in nature. Now it's 20 degrees in Chicago right now where I live, so that is not enjoyable, not enjoyable in any way. And so sometimes if it's really cold, I will just drive my car to a park or a forest preserve, and I'll look at the trees just with the heat on and out the mirror. If I can stand the cold and bundle up, then I go outside. So you can do it however you want. You can do it inside your house, looking outside, but the idea would be to set an intention and say, I'm ready to receive the clarity on the highest vision for me next year. And so whether that's through that quiet time we just took, you could use that practice and just do that, once a week between now and when we get together on the 3rd, whether it's actually walking in nature or looking at nature, whatever, you trust yourself, what works for you. It could be exercising. The idea would be just to again, take away the external stimulus instead of listening to a podcast or music or anything even. I do these completely even without music. And the idea is just like, it's a show me the vision. What do you want to do through me in this coming year? Now I'm going to guide you through the whole practice on January 3rd of, your vision. And I'll share with you how I do vision boards and, some more prompts and things that have been really powerful. But what I like doing now is opening the channel, and then I journal. Right? I journal when I get back from that quiet time, whether it's in nature, seated, or whatever it is. And I just say, like, what did I notice? If I saw a particular animal, if I saw a billboard, if I heard someone drive by and the car was playing a song, I pay attention to what that is. If it seems to resonate with me, and I interpret. And what'll happen is your whole month is going to become a vision quest, right? Your whole life basically becomes a vision quest. I wasn't even trying to do one over the weekend. It happened anyway. Right. It was really, really interesting. Right. And so whatever way you want to, what we'll call tune in, this is all under the umbrella of tuning in, whether that's journaling, meditating, walking, exercising, whatever it is, just intentionally saying, I'm going to use this next few weeks and really tune in and listen for what life is wanting to bring forth for me. It might be an exact affirmation of what you've already envisioned for the year, or there might be something you didn't even expect, a cool thing that's going to swoop in and say, oh, and also, Brandy, I would just say no censorship. This isn't journaling that's supposed to be written well. It can be messy, bullet point, and if that doesn't work, you can try automatic writing, like, what do I need to know today? What's the highest vision for I'm going to guide you all through a visioning process on January 3rd also, where we'll ask these questions. But if you find that your inner censor editor gets in the way, if you journal, then maybe you walk instead, or maybe you swim, or maybe the universe wants you all to have clarity. It wants us all to hear. And the signs are happening every day, constantly. We're receiving signs. So we can just see which way are the way, we can most easily receive signs. Okay. So I want to see a V for vision. Who is committed to dedicating a little bit of space in December to tune into your vision in a way of, in addition, if you already meditate, great, like I do, but I dedicate a little extra time in December for this, because what we want to do is really be the channel so that we really bring in the highest vision. Then we go to make the vision board. It's going to be from a soul place. It's going to be from our highest vision, highest purpose, even better than what we could come up with on our own if we just sort of sat down and said, like, what do I want this year? Right? We're taking this into a 5th dimension. Okay. And so, so between now and January 3rd, when we get together, that's our work. We'll do if you do it one time for 5 minutes, it's a win. If you vision quest 3 times, that's wonderful. Like, there's no comparing to anyone else. You get to decide. And Marietta just shared her link. Thank you so much, Marietta. Anybody that wants some additional support, sometimes dialoguing. It's like in the Quaker tradition, when you get to sit with someone and actually say, here's what my heart is desiring, or here's where I feel stuck, or here's what I'm not clear on. So please, this is such a huge gift. People invest so much to have time with Marietta and have strategy. And this is for all of you. This is a holiday gift, whether you're coaching with us already or not. You are all welcome to book a time and have some support one-on-one, just to say, here's what's coming through, here's what I'm feeling. And so you can book those sessions, and those are just there for you, to support you. Thank you so much, Marietta, for that, and to support you in getting to tune in with someone witnessing you and brainstorming and visioning with you from a very intentional place. Okay. So that's a gift in between, right? So you're going to get the replay from today. You will resend the workbook. You can have that one-on-one session for extra support. We're going to vision quest or vision journal or vision meditate or vision exercise or whatever, whatever feels good to you in that place, to start tuning in and just really receiving the vision, being open, watching the signs, so that when we do go to really set that vision in place with the vision board and the things we'll do in January, it is going to be from such a powerful place. And remember, do not underestimate the fact that you came here today and did this work, and that miracles are already being arranged in your favor. Things are already going to be showing up in the form of miracles, in the form of connections, in the form of synchronicity, in the form of divine ideas, in the form of all kinds of other things, right? Like like things are in motion. We couldn't stop it if we tried. Isn't that so great? We couldn't stop it if we tried. And being open and watching the signs, watching what resonates, watching what, I got this nudge. I wasn't like one of these people that was like waiting for the movie Wicked to come out. I was like, oh my God, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna see that, whatever. It's nice. I didn't have any big, thing. And then I just got this nudge to go. And I had like three messages and revelations just from watching the movie, things that it sort of sparked, right? So I just listen and do what those nudges say. And it's such a fun way to live, right? Like we heard a lot in the chat today about letting go of the how and the control. It's like the surrender, right? So I'm really excited to take this journey. We've activated the vision today, right? And now we're going to be on the adventure, the treasure map, over the next few weeks. And then we're going to come together and really lock it in. And we're going to really amplify it, and we're going to get it all the way activated so that your vision's out there just like a magnet while you are enjoying your life. Okay, so that's what we have coming up. Those of you that are participating in Secret Visibility Project, that starts officially today in just over about an hour and 7 minutes from now. We'll be doing Secret Visibility. Okay, so those of you, if you're not already joined, you can still join, and you can use the Cyber Monday code of Visibility 100. And that is going to be, if you have any inkling that you are going to want to be more visible, attract more clients, be a stronger thought leader, be able to be magnetic on any social media platform of any kind, or even honestly just in sales conversations, make sure that you are just today. It's at 3:00 Eastern, Christina. The others are from 2 to 3. We had to do it a little bit differently today because of the schedule, so it's 3 to 4 Eastern today. And if you have any desire to in any way use social media to make a difference in people's lives and be a leader and attract your ideal people, then you are it's in 1 hour from now. So Jen, if that imported off, because the other ones are all going to be at that time. They're all going to be at the what is it, turning 2 o'clock, but today we're having it at 3. Biggest aha of today, put in the chat. Let's celebrate that you showed up. Was it something you just really felt like, God, I didn't realize how important travel was to me, or I really realized how proud I am of myself for what I did today, this year so far, and even just coming here today. You've activated something by being here today. It's so good. So we're just going to do the chorus, 1 round, just to dance it out. And then we are going to be off onto our vision questing. So good. You guys are the best.